Episode of Ice Vikings.
So this is probably the coldest morning we're going to be going out.
Things aren't wanting to cooperate. That's what happens when it gets so cold.
God damn it.
I thought it was going to be nice today. Cold.
It's minus cold out here. It's just like a big brick. This is what's stuck underneath.
Everything's just going to take longer.
Minus 37. I guess nobody wants to show up.
Can't wait all day.
There's a fire in here.
The fuse outside that's cold.
That would have been nice to know before.
Out of gas. Gotta do the tippy-tippy.
I almost drove right into the concrete silo.
You gotta be a little crazy to do this. Why do you want to come out in 40 below and push it? Woo!
That is very good fishing. It is worth it if you're catching fish.
That's the smell of money, baby.
Just another day in paradise, living the dream.
Last minute, last day, last hour, last second. Do or die.
Last minute. How far from shore were we? Could see shore, but we're not on shore. Golden rule. We're not on shore till we're on shore, and nothing's done till you're off the ice.
It's time to head off the ice for the last time this season for Chris Christensen and his crew. But the ice has become brittle and unsafe. Even with the home stretch in sight, it's unclear if they'll make it to shore.
All I can do is try to fly over it.
I'm just gonna go fast.
Let's go, let's go.
Holy! You can't cross that now. It all broke off.
The bomber breaks off a shelf of ice. Jeff unknowingly is taking a run at the dangerous crossing, which is now only floating ice and open water.
Stop him. Stop him. Like, stop him. Go over there.
I told him not to come.
Stand in front of him then.
Chris Christensen and his crew hope to lift a gang of nets in Gimli for the first time after a good soak.
If I can get a ton today, then I'm still in the game out here. If I don't get a ton of whitefish, then I'm going to start doing some second guessing.
It's one of those days where you think twice about rolling out of bed, but this cold's going to be the factor today. We're kind of used to it. You don't really get used to it, but we'll just tough through it and do what we got to do.
Minus 40. So this is probably the coldest morning we're going to be going out, but we're going to do a little sacrifice on the lake today because maybe we need a weather change. It's just wreaking havoc on everything we're doing. I don't know why the electric start's not working.
In the blistering cold, equipment falters, and Chris's crew must be exposed even longer to dangerous extremes.
Well, it's definitely got enough gas now, so it must be not getting spark. Try not to break anything in the meantime. Wow. Got a lighter?
Josh, I'll be in.
I need one that works.
Right here, right here, right here, right here.
Propane on?
Yeah. Forward.
Okay. I don't know what to tell you. Hot now.
Okay, pull it.
Things aren't wanting to cooperate. Problems. That's what happens when it gets so cold. You find every little problem with everything.
Got no spark.
Chris says I was kind of handling the generator, so I'm kind of letting them do what they want with that. So
Nobody wants to talk. Joel doesn't want to talk to me. He's afraid there's a black cloud over my head.
tensions get high, your fingers are cold. It's the stuff you don't want to be doing, but.
Well. Oh! What'd you do? Whoa, 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 don't prime it too many times. Did you prime it again? Try it. God damn it. What the?
After repeated pulls, the auger starts, and Chris Christensen avoids turning back and losing the day.
Still not running right.
This is their first lift in Gimli, and while they're hedging their bets by also lifting near Hecla, these nets must produce whitefish.
Okay. Now we find out who's to bless and who's to blame in all this.
On Moonlight Bay, Richard and Mike are one of the few teams that do all their lifting outside. On days as cold as today, everything becomes harder and more dangerous.
Might be at least minus 30 right now, 35 or so. I thought it was going to be nice today. Oh. Just cold. Yeah.
Making matters worse, they don't have their bomber. Without it, everything will be harder, take longer, and they'll have to spend more time in the frigid temperatures.
bombardiers at home. Hopefully my buddy can fix her up. It seems to be the starter.
Last lift, Richard and Mike needed to boost their bomber on the ice. But a boost wasn't enough to get their key piece of equipment to start today.
Not very sharp at all, but it's starting to get dull. We have to get new blades on it. You pull it up. Okay.
And now they have a dull blade on their auger. With season's end closing in fast, any problem that slows them down is money lost.
It'd take about 10 minutes just to get through.
The bomber auger, that's a lot better.
Between a dull auger blade and no bomber, Richard and Mike have a cold, slow start to their day. And it's about to get worse.
Jesus Christ.
Look how am I gonna get the front out?
Justin and Mike are back in Hecla on one of the coldest days of the year. First, they need to get their equipment started, and then out of the snowdrifts before they can lift their nets.
Yeah, it's just so goddamn cold. Everything's gonna be buried like this today, drifted in.
For the last week, the Husavik boys focused their attention on trying to get their bomber ready, which has put them behind on their quota and has allowed for their equipment to freeze up. But it's days like today that a bomber is needed.
We never had a problem with this one before.
It's minus cold out here. I don't know what it is. It's got to be minus 45. It's windy. Wasn't supposed to be. This is going to be a nightmare.
Oh, the dash slid up. What a piece of... This is only 2 pieces out of about the 5 that need to get going today, so... Didn't go yesterday with minus 50, but today it warmed up to about minus 40, minus 45, so... I say wait for the sleds to warm up, but they're not going to warm up today. I'll let them ride idle all day till they just stall.
Along with the risk of damaging their equipment due to exposure, they've also chanced their nets freezing to the ice.
I don't want the nets to float up because there's too much fish. We don't know what's happened in the last week. Too long for my liking. The first 3 that we'll do for the oldest, see if we can even drill a hole today. What else can you do when it's this cold? This is pretty tough on the sleds. Can't even get the track to go yet. We got a big drift right on top of the trap. This is what's stuck underneath. Solid.
Just keep it going slow for a little bit, like don't feather it.
Warm that clutch up a bit. Yeah, that smell there is a not new belt anymore. Get rid of this sleigh. Never had to dig out a sled out here that was frozen in. Can add 2 new belts to the list of things to buy. It's just so cold. It is, and it wasn't supposed to be windy today, and there's a pretty brisk breeze coming off the shore here, so it should be interesting when we get out there.
Everything's just going to take longer today.
They attempt to pull out their lifting caboose with both their snowmobiles. Another task better suited for a bomber.
Stop. I only got 1 cylinder. I couldn't even get my track to spin.
She's frozen good today.
One, baby Jesus. If the sled started like that, the day would be easier. That wind is sharp.
Oh, the auger started. Well, I guess that means that we're gonna have to fish now. That's everything. I don't know how it started.
Towing this Swifter out today took at least a year off each of those snowmobiles. I was just waiting for the engine to blow. There's still a lot of days for a lot of to break.
With the bomber build still incomplete, they can't afford to lose a piece of equipment to the cold weather.
This is just so hard on the equipment. This is cold for everybody, but eventually we gotta fish, so this is what we signed up for. I'll be surprised if we get a fish by sundown.
You think he's going to be coming? Think he's coming out today?
No.
Near Gimli, Gene and Candace Pischke have swallowed their pride, asking for some much-needed assistance.
He would have texted you if he couldn't get anything started this morning.
Oh, my stuff started?
I know.
Oh, it's cold son of a but he said he was coming.
The Pischkes have hired another local fisherman to help take the pressure off their drive for quota. But so far, he's a no-show, With the two of them having gone at it for 7 days a week for months now, they are near a breaking point.
Minus 37 this morning, so I guess nobody wants to show up.
Nobody wants to work for us. We'll just go with it then. You can't wait all day for him. Wouldn't it be nice just to go to a job sometime? Cold bugger today. Like today's good. No breakdowns, but you know, you get there, flat tires, won't start. Yeah, you sometimes you go, I wish I just had a normal life and a normal job. Boy, nothing wants to run, eh?
No.
But it's just too bad that guys just don't show up. Wish we could have had help, but it just didn't work out that way. It was stressful. It was really stressful because there was some days when we were just testing a few nets. But I don't know if I could go 2 days in a row just with lifting a few nets. So it was scary. It was very scary with your year's income on the line there.
Unfortunately for Gene and Candace, it seems their worker isn't the only thing the cold weather has scared away.
Well, if this is all the fish there's going to be, I don't know.
I hope it hasn't dropped off all over.
Yeah, cold weather will do it. I wouldn't be out here either if I could help it.
No help and no luck. Gene and Candace's entire season now hangs in the balance with 40% of their quota remaining.
The way things are going, you gotta go. I got another month of pretty much every day.
Total loss of power. Battery.
At the Narrows, Trevor needs extra help, so he grabs Devin and Pete. But unfortunately, their day begins with a spark.
Here. There's a fire in here.
Plan was to lift some nets. We're still going to do it. We're still going to push through, but we got bomber problems. We realized that there was a short on the other wires and it started to smoke like crazy, so worried we were going to start a fire.
Trevor's lift is already spoken for and needs to be delivered today. He has no time to waste, so he hopes his dad, Chris Christensen, can help.
Put on the positive and see what happens.
Put on the positive and see what happens, okay. Oh no, it's shorting out big time. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna get a ride into shore with one of you guys, and you guys can go back out and lift and just auger the holes with the hand auger.
Trevor needs a bomber to tow the broken one off the ice.
At least we still have the side-by-side and the lifting caboose, so we're not totally stuck.
Trevor's gonna go pick up his bomber now, so he'll be back in a few hours and hopefully we'll be able to run like normal again.
After being in the shop for weeks, Trevor's bomber is ready for pickup. The rest of his crew stays behind and will start lifting nets to try to save the day.
Hey, Trevor, the lifter's not working.
The lifter's not working.
Yeah.
Once Devin, Matt, and Pete make it out to the lifting caboose, it's more problems.
Pete looked at the fuse. He says 20 amp fuse.
There might be some fuses in the yellow bombardier. The other ones I have are in my lunch kit, which I forgot today.
Yeah, more electrical problems in one day. All the fuses are in the bombardier or in Trevor's lunch kit or something, so
like it really slows me down because I need this fish today for an order. It's like you look at something the wrong way and it breaks. It's just what happens when it's this cold and with winter fishing.
As the crew tries to problem solve on the ice, Trevor has a new problem on land. Trevor's bomber that he was told was ready to go won't start.
What are we doing now? Come on.
Go ahead.
2 feet. 6 inches. Good.
Finally.
After fighting with equipment, Chris Christensen hopes his first lift in Gimli is heavy with whitefish, as he needs 1 ton to make this move worthwhile.
You get a box and a half, eh?
Well, I'm pretty sure you got 2.
2 of whitefish?
Just over, yeah.
Woohoo! That's good. We're doing it, we're doing it.
Although Chris Christensen's crew have sidestepped issues with the cold, his employees at the shed haven't.
Power's out at the shed. He's got to start the truck to charge up the cell phone because the cell phone's dead. They got no light on the cell phone. So you can't plug in the truck to start the truck so you can charge the cell phone to use the light to cut the fish. Now, I don't know who's going to help us in this cold. I got to appease the gods. Anything to get this cold snap.
The crew look for relief from the weather from high above. Chris Christensen leads in a toast of thanks to Scotty, the Norse goddess.
It's been cold as so we're going to ask for a little help. Who's going to bless us to get back to shore? The goddess of snowshoeing. A toast to Scotty. Cheers.
Scally!
Okay?
I think you should be asking a Bahama god for some heat.
We've had things breaking all week long. I mean, this was a tough week, mechanically and physically. So I just figured I'd lighten the mood a little bit and maybe think that there is somebody there who's going to help us just a little bit, even though we're only just helping ourselves. But maybe that is the truth, is the more we believe in something, the more we'll help ourselves. It's good to be around a group of guys who want to take it in and give it back.
Okay, let's go to work.